Okay. See, yesterday we have seen this while loop. This while loop, what we have done in this, some index variable, some loop variable we have taken, and in that loop variable, some initialization has happened. Okay. And with that loop variable, one condition is checked for truth and falsity. Okay. And we have also taken care that the loop variable has to be either incremented or decremented so that it will at some point of time the condition will become false. Okay. So in while loop we have initialization, condition checking, and updation. Initialization of a loop variable, condition checking of a loop variable, and incrementing or decrementing based on the problem you are solving, I plus plus or I minus minus, I plus equal to 2 based on the problem you are solving. Okay, these three are important parts of any loop. Okay, these three are important parts of any loop: initialization, condition, and increment or decrement. Okay, so with the same understanding, now we'll go to the second loop, that is do while loop. Is that this one? Okay, here an additional keyword do is used. An additional keyword do is used in this do while loop. It's almost similar to your while loop, but the difference is what while loop will do, it will execute the body until some condition fails. Okay, here also it executes the body until some condition fails. But here what we are doing, we are writing the condition while followed by condition semicolon. See the syntax here, while followed by condition semicolon. Okay, this thing we are writing at the end of the loop. Okay, do followed by block. Anything written inside a pair of brackets is called a block. Okay, do is a keyword followed by a block followed by while condition followed by while condition. Okay, this is the syntax of do while loop. How it works? So it will go on executing. Whenever it will see a do, it will understand that this is a loop. It will go inside and execute these lines. So beginning lo it will not check any condition anamata. It will go and execute the lines inside the body, and at the end of the loop it will execute the condition. Okay, that means at the first entry it is not checking any condition. Okay, this is not entry controlled, this is exit controlled. Entry లోనే కండిషన్ చెకింగ్ ఉంటే ఎంట్రీ కంట్రోల్డ్ లూప్ అంటారు. ఎగ్జిట్ లో కండిషన్ చెకింగ్ ఉంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఎగ్జిట్ కంట్రోల్డ్ లూప్. ఓకే, సో at the exit point of the loop you have a condition. For that reason this is called exit controlled loop. Okay, so if this expression is true, we'll go again inside the loop and execute, and again we'll check. So we'll continue that iteration until this condition becomes false. Okay, by this time you might have understood the key difference between the while loop and do while loop. What is the first difference enti? In while loop we use only one keyword, while. In do while we use two keywords, do and while. Okay, second difference enti? In while loop we test the condition at the beginning of the loop. In do while loop we test the condition at the end of the loop. Okay, so as we are testing at the beginning, while loop is called pre-test loop or entry controlled loop. Okay, in do while we are testing this expression at the end. This is called exit controlled loop or post test. Okay, and one key difference is, suppose this expression is failing for the first time. ఫస్ట్ టైమే ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఫాల్స్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, వైల్ లూప్ అయితే అసలు లోపలికి వెళ్ళదు. డూ వైల్ అనుకోండి, ఫస్ట్ టైమే ఫాల్స్ అయినా బాడీ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యి ఓహో ఫాల్స్ అని చెప్పుకుని ఆగిపోతుంది కదా. దట్ మీన్స్ మినిమం అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక్కసారైనా ఈ లూప్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. అండర్స్టూడ్ వాట్ ఐ సెడ్? If the text expression is false for the first time, then also it will execute the body once. Okay, so that is the main difference between the while and do while. This is an important interview question. What's the key difference between while and do while? Okay, these are the points. The body of the do while loop executed once before checking the executed once before checking the expression. Okay. If the expression is true, again it will execute the body and again expression is evaluated. Okay. When the test expression is false, the do while loop terminates. Now here we have a, so before watching this, we'll run the program and then we'll see. Oops. Okay. So whatever there is in at the down, we don't want all that stuff. We'll write from the beginning. Okay. See, now we want to see a do while loop. For any loop, some initialization of some variable is needed. Okay, I is equal to 1. How to write a do while loop? Do followed by a block of code, and that block is followed by while condition. Okay. See, in the while loop, we haven't kept while condition semicolon here, but here you have to put. Okay. So what job we'll do now? Shall we print numbers from 1 to 10? Shall we print numbers from 1 to 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I went inside system.out.println and I printed 1. Okay. I want to print from 1 to 10. So if you are less than or equal to 10, then I am asking it to go inside. Okay. When if I printed 1 less than or equal to 10, so it will go again. 1 less than or equal to 10, it will go again. So something is missing. What is that? I plus plus. Okay. So I is 1. Without checking any condition, it has printed that I. It made I as 2. As 2 less than or equal to 10, it again went inside the body, printed 2, 2 plus plus. It again went inside the body, 3. And okay, in that way, it will execute. When I becomes 11, as 11 is less than or equal to 10 fails, it will come out of the loop. Okay. So that is the way it executes. So at the beginning, it is not testing any condition. Exit point low, post check చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి exit controlled loop అని అంటారు. Okay. So the program loops. So it has printed from 1 to 10. I'm always printing from 1 to 10 like that. What if I want to print from 10 to 1? What change I have to make? Can you tell?
I minus minus.
I minus minus. Is it the only change I have to make?
I equal to 10.
See, I want to print from 10 to 1. That means I want to start at 10 and end at 1. Okay. So 10 less than or equal to 1. First time fail అయిపోతుంది. So fail avukunda undalante what condition I have to draw? So starting value of I is 10. It has printed the value 10. Okay. And I became 9. As 9 is greater than 1 again, 9 is printed. I became 8. As 8 is greater than 1 again, 8 is printed. 7 in that way. When 1 is printed, after 1 printed, 1 minus minus is 0, no? 0 greater than or equal to 1 fails, so will come out. Okay. Clear? So it is printing from 10 to 1. Okay. So this is the syntax of, this is the way we use do while loop. For any loop, we need some initialization. We need increment or decrement Otherwise, we will be staying in that loop forever. Okay, that means infinite loop. And we need a condition checking. For any loop, three components are important: initialization, updation, and condition checking. Okay, based on where we are checking the condition, the loop can be either entry controlled or exit controlled. Is it clear up to this point? So now I'll show you a simple program. You just guess the output of it. Okay, this is the program. Don't guess the output. You just tell me what it is doing. Anybody? Okay, good. Chepnamma. What it is doing? Someone made a high. Somewhere I typed. Where is that? This one. Nice. This is that block of code. Can you tell me what it is doing? Anybody? The same thing I have snipped it and kept in the notes last night. What it is doing? What it is doing? It's an infinite loop. Mohana Priya, good. Anybody else? So we'll trace it and understand it line by line now. Okay. Tell me again if you are not following that program. Clear? See, this is the code. We have declared two variables, number and sum is equal to 0. For this number, there is no initial value, and in sum, I kept a 0. Okay. So whenever I assign something, some 0 to it, then the meaning is I am going to do some additive problem. Okay. If I initialize 1 to it, then the meaning is I am doing some multiplicative problem. Anyways, I initialized a scanner object. Remember the vocabulary I'm using. I have created an object for scanner class. Okay. And this is my do while loop. This is my do while loop. What I am doing in the do while? See, I went inside without checking any condition. It is printing some message on the screen. Enter a number. Okay. It's just prompting number V and Cheppi. Later, what we are doing? We are reading an integer and storing it in number. Okay. So I have given some number 3. Okay. And sum is equal to sum plus 3. That sum becomes 3. Clear? And this number is greater than or equal to 0. That means I have given 3 kada. If this number is greater than or equal to 0, then I'll go again. That means the number I read from the keyboard is positive number. Then I will go inside. Okay. Again, I will read a number. If I give 5, 3 plus 5, 8 will be stored in sum. As 5 is positive, I am going inside. If I give one more 5, that is also positive number. So I'll go again. If I give minus 1, what happens? Minus 1 is not greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So for the means this condition fails if the number is a negative number. This condition is true if the number is positive or 0. Okay. So whenever I give a negative number, it is coming out of that loop and printing the sum so far. Okay. So it is going on reading the numbers. It is going on reading the numbers until you give a negative number. Clear? And it's making the sum of those negative numbers. It has a small bug in it. You please help me to clear. Okay. So it's prompting me for a number. I am giving 5. Okay. Again, it's prompting me for a number. I have given 2. As it is positive, it is again executing. I have given a number 1. Again, I have given a number 5. What is the sum so far? 5, 2, 1, 5. What is the sum so far? What is the sum so far?
13, ma'am.
Yeah, it's 13. Now I want to stop my loop. For that reason, what I have to give, I will give a negative number. Okay. But the sum is 12. It is not 13. Can anybody tell why? I'll show the program. Actually, I'm expecting a 13, but it has given me a 12. Can anybody explain why I'm getting a 12 here?
It is taking -1 also now.
Yeah, it is adding -1 also. Okay. And here one more point you have to identify, Nanna. Chudande. In while loop, what we are saying, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus in that way. అంటే ఇన్నిసార్లు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వు, కౌంటర్ ఎంత ఉంది, ఇన్నిసార్లు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వని మనం ముందే చెప్పేస్తున్నాం. Here in this loop, this is not a counter controlled loop. Suppose if you want to add 18 positive numbers, you'll give those 18 and you'll give -1 at the end. So whenever you want to stop, that stopping criteria you are specifying here. Okay, clear? Anyways, we have a bug now. This -1 should not be added. So what should we do? Can anybody suggest me a solution? I should not add this number. I can solve it in several ways. One way is I will use an initial value of number is equal to 0. 0 is equal to 0 plus 0. Sum will be 0. Okay. I'll read a number. If it is positive, I'll go inside and do. If it is negative, I'm coming out of it. I'm not doing anything after reading the number. Hope you might have observed this. This is one solution. Other solution is here I can check for a condition. If number is greater than or equal to 0, then only do the addition. Okay. So in coding, you will be having lot of solutions. You have to wisely choose which one I have to adopt. Okay. So shall we run it again? We'll give the same numbers 5 to 1, 5. Okay. So 5, 2, 1, 5. I'm giving a -1 here. So now the sum is 13. Clear? Even though we don't have any syntactical errors, there is an error called logical error. Logic lo tappundannamata. Okay? These things you can solve by tracing with simple inputs. Okay? So this loop you can run for 1 time, you can run for 2 times, you can run for 10 times. Based on the last number, it is stopping. It is not counter controlled loop. ఇన్నిసార్లు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వాలి అని ఏమీ లేదు. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ అబౌట్ do while loop. Is it clear to you all now? Do while. Is do while clear? Is do while clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm keeping the new picture. Okay. Sample output I'll type again and what's there? Put this. I'm not typing, I have snipped it and kept. మీ ముందే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేశాను కాబట్టి నోట్స్ చూసినప్పుడు మీకు క్లారిటీ వస్తుంది కదా. See, do all know the answer of this question? What are infinite loops? Infinite loop is one in which the condition is never becoming false, in which the body is going on executing. Okay, so as a coder, you have to take care that somewhere that condition should fail. Okay, so when will it occur? How to avoid them? Increment, decrements, ala care తీసుకుని చేసుకోవచ్చు. Hope you know about this. As a CS people, you should know about it. Is everybody aware now what is an infinite loop? ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది, దాని నుంచి ఎలా బయటపడాలి, అందరికీ తెలుసు కదా? No response. Okay, so we'll go to all-time favorite loop. Even though we have while loop and do-while loop, we majorly use for loop. Okay, we majorly use for loop in our coding. Clear? So what is for loop? The theory is same. For every loop, we should have initialization, a condition, and an updation. Initial value, some condition which should become true to execute the body, and some updation to come out of the loop at some point of time. Okay, so this is the syntax of the for loop. This syntax you might have used in your C programming. Okay, this you have not used in your Python. Clear? Python has a very simple syntax for, but it has lot of limitations. Even though this syntax is hard, we can do a lot of wonders with the for loop of Java. Okay, so this is syntax for initialization, expression, and updation. Initialization separated ended by comma, expression ended by comma, followed by updation. Okay, this is the syntax followed by the body. I will show you through an example, and then we'll see what happened in the what is happening in the body. So I'll type these again. Already unnai enduku. Okay, see, I'm writing something here. I'm declaring a variable I. Okay, so for loop starts with a keyword for. Okay, in all control flow statements we are watching some keywords. Here the keyword used is for. Okay, we have to write some initialization followed by some condition, followed by some updation, followed by some body. See, if I write this way also, this is also a valid for loop. Okay, this is also a valid for loop, infinite for loop. So now I want to print numbers from 1 to 10, the same old example. Here I will do I'll write the initialization part. So the loop variable is I, whose starting value is 1. Okay, and when it should execute, if it is less than or equal to 10, it has to execute. Okay, so I want to print odd numbers from 1 to 10. So after 1 I want to go to 3, after 3 I want to go to 5. So I is equal to I plus 2. Shorthand notation undi kada manaki, I is equal to I plus 2 ni we can write it as I plus equal to 2. Okay, so now I want to print system.out.println I. Okay, so it's printing numbers from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 9 plus 2 is 11, no? When 9 plus 9, I becomes, when I is equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to 10. So first this one gets executed, I is equal to 1. Next this one gets executed. Hello? So first initialization happens. Next 1 less than or equal to 10 is tested after this. If it is true, it will go to the body. It will not execute the updation and see the order. First initialization followed by expression. Okay. So if it is true, it will execute the body. That means it will print 1. After body, it will go to updation. I becomes 3. Okay. After I becomes 3, it will again check the condition 3 less than or equal to 10. Okay. And 3 less than or equal to 10. As it is true, we'll print the 3. After body, updation. After that, condition 5 less than or equal to 10, true. Body printed 5. Again, it becomes 7. It goes to condition true. It prints 7. 7 becomes 9. 9 less than or equal to 10, true. That is 9 is printed. So I went to updation. I becomes 11. It fails. 11 less than or equal to 10. As it fails, it comes out. See the order of execution. Initialization happens only once. After initialization, test condition, body and increment. Test condition, body and increment. Test condition, body and increment. How long the 3 will repeat? How long the 3 will repeat? Until the test condition fails. See, are you able to see this picture? Are you able to see this picture for initialization?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for initialization, condition, updation followed by body. See this first statement, initialization will happen. Initialization happens only for the first time. ఒక్కసారే జరుగుతుంది. Then it will go to condition. If condition is true, it will go to body. Okay. This is also not nice. It condition. Then it will go to body. After body, it goes to updation. Okay. After body, it will go to updation. After updation, it is again going to see the arrow. After condition, it is updation again going to condition. If it is true, it is going to the body. If it is false, it is coming out of the body. Okay. I've kept the picture in the notes also. Take care to understand. Okay. So if this condition is true, again going inside the body. If it is false, it is going outside. Condition and updation and body will be repeated again and again, whereas initialization happens for only one time. Okay. So the same thing happened. Now I want to show you one thing. Here my body of the for loop is only single line. Okay. So when it is a single line, there is no need to put the blocking operator. There is no need to block them. This is also a valid thing. Okay. Now just tell me how to print numbers from 100 to 90. Just tell me what change I have to do. Print from 100 to 90.
Initially 100, ma'am.
Good. Okay.
Next. Condition less than 90. Less than or equal to 90.
I less than or equal to 90.
Greater
Yeah.
than. Greater than.
Yeah.
Equal to 90. I minus.
Good. See, when you are coming backward, decrementation is used. When you are going forward, incrementation is used. Many times we'll do mistake while writing this condition and increment and decrement operations. Okay, and your body of the for loop should always have 2 semicolons. This is one more error we'll do. Okay, we'll see whether your Praveen only spoke now.
Yes, ma'am.
Few people are only speaking. 100 to 90. Okay. See, 100 to 90 ante 11 numbers. It is executed for 11 times. I is equal to 100 అయినప్పుడు true అయింది. I is equal to 99 కి true అయింది. I is equal to 90 కూడా true అయింది. When I became 89, it became false. So true 11 times అయింది ఇది. Okay. How many times loop is executing and all, you should master all of those. Data structures lo cheptaru, loop enni sarlu run ayyindi, time complexity of the program ela kattali avanni. Okay, you just learn more there. Clear? And there is one more variation in for loop. Here I kept one initialization, one condition and one updation. There is nothing like that you have to put only one initialization and one updation. Okay, you can put more than one here. See, I am writing like this. I have 2 variables now, I and j. Okay, my initial value of I is equal to 1 and my initial value of j is equal to 10. Okay, so what I want to print is, నాకు ఏం ప్రింట్ చేయాలని ఉందంటే 1 10 అంటే I value 1 10. నెక్స్ట్ 2 9 3 8 ఇలా ప్రింట్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను నేను. అంటే ఐని ముందుకు పంపిస్తూ ప్రింట్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను, జేని బ్యాక్ కి తీసుకొస్తూ ప్రింట్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను. అలా ఎప్పటి వరకు? సో ఓకే, 10 lines I want to print in that way. So I want to go, I want to take forward and j I want to move backward. Okay, so 2 initializations are there, 2 updations are there. Okay, my intention is to convey that here initializations can be 0 or more. పెట్టకపోయినా పర్లేదు, ఒకటే పెట్టినా పర్లేదు, 2 పెట్టినా పర్లేదు, 3 పెట్టినా పర్లేదు, 0 or more. Here also updation section, you can put 0 or more. And coming to the condition section, if you don't put anything, it will take it as false. Sorry, it will take it as true and it will go inside. If you put one thing, true aithe lopaliki veltam, false aithe bayatiki vastam. You should not put more than 1. Okay, more than 1 unte logical and tho combine cheseyali. Clear? So here the condition should always give either true or false. If you have more than one condition, you have to join them by and. Anyways, I want to write one condition. Okay, so 2 semicolons e unnai, observe cheyandi. This is initialization, this is condition and this is updation. 2 semicolons, every section is separated by a semicolon. Now I want to print I, some spaces followed by j value. Okay, so shall we see the output? It's 11:45. So from the last few years I am doing only Python. I taught them 2 to 3 years back. There we can put comma, no? You too will have the same problem I am facing. But companies, most of the companies ask Java, so you should master Java. And in Python, you have so many security issues. For that reason, companies are still dependent on Java. Coming to Python, it is used majorly in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning sections. So to get placement, we should master Java. That you have to digest. Okay. See this output. I value, j value. I incremented, I became 2, j decremented, j became 9. So 10 times I have repeated, 10, 1. Okay. Is it clear? So in this way also you can write. So we'll use this technique again when I reach strings. We'll find whether the string is palindrome or not with the help of this kind of logic. Now Understood now? This for loop. Have you understood this for loop?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for to clear understanding only, I am executing and running. I'll type the output later. So this one, I kept I is equal to j is equal to. Okay. So you can try few programs. Those are sum of numbers between a range and sum of even numbers up to n. This program I'll tell you sum of numbers between a range. Sum of numbers between a range. That means suppose my first input is 10 and second input is 20. I want to sum those numbers 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 like that. Not sum of first 20 numbers. Sum of numbers in a given range. Okay. So that means you have n1 and n2. Okay. We have a scanner class. We'll read two numbers. Range, first range. How to read an integer? మాట్లాడితే ఏం అయిపోదు. ఓకే. Moreover, 38 people. So I'll not put any recording, Praveen. It has damaged the thing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Where is the program? Okay. I am typing. So I want to read two numbers. Okay. So how to read that? KB dot next int. See, this is lower camel case. Methods eppudu lower camel case lo type cheyali. And I want to read one more number. So if I want to calculate sum of numbers from 10 to 20, then 10 is n1 and 20 is n2. So what is the logic for sum of first n numbers? Sum of first n numbers ki manam logic em rastunam? First sum of first n numbers logic rastunanu chudandi. So this is sum of first n numbers logic kadamma. I 1 avutundi first, that 1 will go and sit in sum. I 2 avutundi, 1 plus 2. I 3 avutundi, 1 plus 2 plus 3. I 4 avutundi, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. In that way, when I becomes n, sum is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to n. As you have started from 1, it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to n. If you started from n1 and end at n2, it is the sum of n1 plus 1 plus n1 plus 2 plus up to n2. Is it true? Suppose if n1 is equal to 5, n1 5, n2 10 anukondi. First 5, sum is equal to 5 less than or equal to 10, so I'll go inside. Okay. Sum is equal to sum plus 5. So sum is equal to 5 in the first. Next, I is equal to I plus, that means I becomes 6. 6 less than or equal to 10. So 5 plus 6 is the sum. Okay. Next, I becomes 7. 7 less than or equal to 10. Sum becomes 5 plus 6 plus 7. Next, I becomes 8. 8 less than or equal to 10. It becomes this. Next, it will go to the updation I plus plus. I becomes 9. 9 less than or equal to 10. So the answer of sum is this. Next, it will go to updation. I becomes 10. 10 less than or equal to 10. So I went inside and sum is equal to plus 10. Again, I'll go to increment. My I becomes 11. 11 less than or equal to n2, that is 10. So it fails, it will come out. So by the time I come out, what is there in my sum? 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Okay. So the output is system.out.println sum is equal to sum. Okay. So we'll run this. Hope you understood. In place of n1, I kept n1. That's the only change I have done. Okay. So it's saying I have not found symbol. I have not declared them. Remaining I have commented kada. So what I have to do, int in declare cheyali. In Java, you can declare here also. Okay. This is also completely valid. But the main problem is here. Here is, see, I have declared int I. I is declared in for loop. I is declared in for block. That means the scope and life of I exists for this. I cannot access this I out of the for loop. Naku byte akkarleddu kabatti no problem. I am not using I anywhere outside kada. So I can declare I here. But this I can be used only within the for loop, not outside, because you have declared in the block. Any problem? So what should I do? This is 11:53. Okay. So I should not get more than 38 responses today. I am giving the n1 value 3. మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయడానికి వీలుగా ఉండాలి కదా. n2 వాల్యూ 5. సో 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. Is it correct? Okay. Next, 5 and 8. 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. Okay. So that is the code. So this is code for this. Sum of numbers between a given range. Okay. Sum of numbers between a given range. And this also you make a note. Ninna 2 programs note cheskunnaru kada. Ee 2 programs kuda. Sum of numbers between a given range. Sum of even numbers up to n. See, suppose n is equal to 10 aithe 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 should be the output. Okay. You try these 2 programs. Okay. ఈ 4 programs అవుతాయి మొత్తం. 4 programs అప్డేట్ చేద్దరు గాని. ఓకే. అప్డేట్ చేసేది హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ లో ఓపెన్ చేస్తాను. Are you able to understand? These 2 programs you have to write using for loop.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yesterday's programs using while loop. So you'll get 2 pictures. Those 2 pictures you have to upload in Google Classroom. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see these pyramid programs.
Okay.
Now go to Google Classroom and fill the attendance sheet. It will be opened only for 5 minutes. I will not allow all 50 to fill it.